Welcome to SmartPak's quick how-to tutorial on body clipping. I'm Sarah. I'm here with my friend Sarah, fellow SmartPacker, and we're going to be body clipping her horse Diem. You guys might remember Diem if you've watched our Blanketing 101 tutorial. And if you haven't watched that, I suggest you do, because once your horse is hairless, he's going to want to wear a blanket. Okay, so what you want to start with is deciding where you want to clip your horse. We're just going to be doing your basic trace clip on Diem because he lives outside for most of the day, so he spends a lot of time outside. But Sarah does do a lot of eventing, a lot of dressage work with him, so he does get a little hot and sweaty. So we're just going to clip the areas that have the highest friction, the highest sweat level, so that it makes it really easy for him to cool out. So you just want to start with a basic plan about where you want to clip. With Diem, we're going to go about a third of the way up his neck, come straight down, across his shoulder, and then we're going to come around through his belly, through his flank, and down his hindquarters. And it's nice to have a cooler handy so that you can cover up the areas you've already clipped, especially if you're working in a doorway like we are. There's a little bit of a draft coming in. So once you've got your plan, you want to go ahead and get ready, grab your clippers, and get started. Alright, so I'm actually going to be using the AGC Super 2-Speed clippers. I really like these ones. They have blades that switch out. You can either use Andis or Oster blades. I like to body clip with the Andis T84s. You can see they have a nice wide blade head that lets you get a lot more in each swipe, so you spend a lot less time clipping and your arms will thank you in the morning. Plus they have a really nice lightweight body. They're not quite as hefty as some of those really heavy duty body clippers, although those are going to be a better choice for you if you're doing a lot of horses. Those blades can handle a lot more hair. So what you want to go ahead and do is, just like any normal clip job, you want to make sure that your horse is comfortable and happy with the clippers. Obviously Diem's pretty comfortable with me right now, but I just want to make sure that he sees the clippers before they're turned on so he's not surprised by them, he knows they're not scary. Then I want to take them away from him a little bit so it's not quite so scary up close and personal. And I'm going to go ahead and turn them on. Once I turn them on, I'm going to let him have a look. He's fine, so I'm going to go ahead and start clipping. I'm going to start at his shoulder and work my way up the neck, going against the growth of the hair. So you keep the clippers nice and close in, and a decent amount of pressure will help them slide right up his neck. If you have a horse that has a lot of hair, like Diem's got a good bit of hair right now, it's okay to back the clippers off and come back at it again like I was doing. That way you can kind of let the blades have a second to clear out so that they don't have as much hair to work against. And then you want to start a new line. I usually like to start with a little bit of overlap from the first line. Give the clippers a little bit more room to kind of get the blades in, keep the teeth a little bit more clean, and then you don't have as many lines to worry about. You can also feel free to use your free hand to kind of tighten up that skin a little bit. That'll give your blades a lot easier of a path to work against. Okay, so what we have on this side is another example of the swirl that we had up on his neckline. You can see right here where the hair is changing directions in a bunch of different ways. And so what you want to be able to do is come against the direction of the hair growth and continuously rotate your clippers as you're going around, and that'll get you the nicest, closest cut you can possibly get. You also want to make sure you're keeping that skin really tight and that your horse is standing up and patiently waiting for you. So we'll go ahead and get started. Turn on the clippers. And you just come with the skin taut right against that direction of growth. And you'll really be able to tell as you start coming in with the clippers where that hair is coming from. And you can just kind of continuously change your direction. So here I can see that the hair is growing this way. So I pull my clippers up from that direction and around to follow that curve. So what we're going to do on this side is we're going to get under his belly a little bit. And because this area is going to be pretty well protected when he has his blanket on outside, we're going to be able to be pretty liberal about how much hair we take off down here. Because this is going to be such a high friction area, especially in here between his legs, we're going to be taking off a good bit of hair, pretty much everything that's running against his skin, all on the inside of his flank here, and all up under his belly. And since this is going to be a really sensitive area on pretty much every horse, what you want to do is you always want to be aware of what his back legs are doing. And if you do have to stand in towards his back legs, the closer you can be, the better. So you want to be standing right up next to him so that way if he does go to kick out, he just pushes you away as he's lifting up his leg. Whereas if you're standing here and he kicks, you're getting the full force of that extension. I'm going to start right up here though. Make sure that he knows that the clippers are going to be coming. Turn him on. And as we've always been doing, just going against the grain of the hair and getting all that hair to come right on off so that he makes sure that his belly stays nice and dry and doesn't become a hidden source of trapped sweat that's then going to make him really chilly and really uncomfortable after long winter rides. Good boy. Okay, so now that we're all done, we have a really nice line clipped down his neck, through his shoulder, his entire belly, and past his flank, so that he can really have no friction and no coverage in those areas that get really sweaty, so that they can dry out really nicely, making the cleanup after long winter rides a little bit easier. Won't have to spend quite so long grooming, and spend a lot more time giving him treats, which he likes.